me that I had to come back to Toastmasters because I've been saying wanna and gonna way too much.
Hey, Kendra.
Hey, Shauna.
She did? Oh, your aunt, she knew. Okay, thanks, Auntie.
You're welcome.
Oh, she with you?
Yes.
Hey, Aunt.
Hello. I've been in meetings all week, and she been my all-counter and grammarian.
That's what I'm talking about.
I do that with people on TV, and my husband be like, "You're not in Toastmasters." I say, "But they need to come to Toastmasters."
Well, everybody, listen, we are super excited for everybody to be here today. It is 7 o'clock, actually a minute past 7. So let's go ahead and get this party started. Guys, welcome to March Madness, Morgan State University Toastmasters. Hope you guys are excited. I'm sure we got some ballers on this call right now. But listen, man, I'm so excited. Morgan State University Toastmasters Club is probably one of the best clubs in the country. You know, so if you're on here for the first time or coming back, we welcome you. We say participate today. We got an awesome lineup where everybody can participate as well. But before we get started, I have some quick housekeeping rules. If you are not speaking, we ask that you keep your line muted. That way there's no noise interruption. Also, we want everybody to be on camera, but if you have to, you know, move around or walk around or whatever it may be, we ask that you please mute your camera out as well, so that way there is no visual distractions either. We are Morgan State University Toastmasters Club 979269. And at this particular time, I'm going to turn it over to our amazing president, Ms. Natasha Brown.
Thank you so much, Dom, for that introduction, for greeting us, for starting our evening off right. And welcome, everyone. How are you doing this evening? I know we have a poll, but I like to hear voices. I had a half day today, so I didn't get to see my kids all day. So I need to hear, how are we doing? Can y'all come off mute?
Great.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
I had some great,
Great.
fantastic.
Energized.
Energized. I love it. Oh,
Yes.
yes. That's what I'm talking about. I'm so glad that you are energized, great, and fantastic, because that's the kind of energy we need here today. My energy is raising just by listening to you all. And also by looking at this March Madness on my screen, how can you not get hyped? Okay, you don't even know what it's about, but it gets you excited. And I hope that you stay that way. I'm going to tell you a little bit about March Madness. So for us, this is our membership rally. We normally have an open house every year. So instead of having one day where we had all of our speakers come and celebrate you all and show you all how amazing Toastmasters is and why you should come and join and why all your friends should come, we also have, we spread that out over the month of March. So we will be spotlighting speakers all March long. So this Monday we have matter of fact, let me just go ahead and show you. I don't know if you all saw the amazing flyer that was made by our Vice President of Education. But here are the 3 phenomenal speakers that will be speaking this month. We have Crystal Sylvester, who will be speaking today. Give it up for her. Give it up. Right? We also have Mr. DJ 5-star Kendrick Tillman that will be speaking on March the 15th, next Monday. And then last but not least, we have our president, Ms. Natasha Brown, who will be speaking on March the 22nd. So I'm super excited for all of these events. We have door prizes. So if you bring the most guests tonight, we have somebody that's going to tell us about our door prizes really quickly. So if our secretary, Ms. Shauna, Ms. Diva Nearing, if you could come off mute and tell our members and guests about our door prizes, that would be amazing.
So this evening, I have the pleasure of being the sponsor for our door prizes. And this evening, we will be giving the top 2 members who bring the most guests to the meeting, we will be sponsoring their membership. So each week, we have a different sponsor that will be giving out door prizes, but I have the honor of being the sponsor this evening, and Whomever bought the most guests, I will be sponsoring your membership.
The children count?
Children count, Madam President?
No.
If you get on the Zoom screen, we want to count people that actually sign in. So get some extra devices out and log in them Zooms. Yes, we do. The purpose is for membership, so we want to make sure that the person is old enough to actually be a member of Toastmasters. So if they're not old enough to join, then we're not going to be able to include them on this go round. But Toastmasters is a family affair. So let's go ahead and get to why we're here. Wait a minute. I think I should just switch it to like the prayers because I'm a rapper right now. I'm sorry. So let's go ahead and hear why some of you all are here today. We have so many guests in the house. And I would love if you would like to come off mute, introduce yourself, who invited you, what brought you here today. And you can go home. So you can just come off mute if you would like to share. If not, it's totally okay. I'm not calling out any names.
I'm off mute.
All right. Go ahead.
How you doing? So I'm working fire department tonight. I'm in my turnout gear in front of this wagon coming back from a box. But I wanted to come on and support my wife. I'm looking at this the time clock. It's saying 7 o'clock, and I'm on my way to a dwelling fire that got canceled. So I was hoping we got canceled because I wanted to at least show her my support tonight. So I'm working tonight for the citizens of Baltimore, and I wanted to show my support for my lovely wife, Angela Ham.
Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for being here. And it's so good to see you. Okay.
Did you say something?
No, I was talking to Sydney.
Is there anyone else that would like to come off and say something? Again, no pressure.
Hi, my name's Anna Lewis. I'm a mom, a business owner, and I looked online to become a member of Toastmasters because I want to learn how to speak in public. So, so I want to get better at public speaking, and so I really got motivated this year to sign up. So that's why I'm here.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here, Anna. Anna or
Anna? Hi, my name is Judy Freeman, and I'm here on behalf of my niece and Kendra Yassine. I've heard a lot about Toastmasters. I'm here from New York, and I'm glad you're letting her come back because I think she needs to. And I'm only joking. I'm just joking. I tease her a lot about her verbiage, so this is a good thing. And I'm glad it's just a really great program. I love this. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of it today.
Oh my gosh, we are so happy to have you. And listen, she did tell us, she told us that her aunt said you need to get back in there, girl. And so I'm so happy to have the aunt here tonight to have a face to that wonderful great.
And I just want you to know, I have a little history with Morgan. I used to work with I used to work at Morgan in the fine years ago, in the fine arts department years ago. Yes.
MSU, it's all love here. All right.
Yes, there is.
Okay. Thank you so much, Judy. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and build on. I'm a teacher, y'all. So we building on. So what Anna said. So she said that she is interested in developing herself as a public speaker, and she is in the right place, and so are you. So if you're interested to have a safe environment where you can grow in your communication and leadership skills, you're in the right place. So let's say you don't want to be a speaker like Anna. Maybe you just want to speak confidently. You have a voice. And everyone who is on the line right now has a voice. You have a message that needs to be said. And practicing getting your voice out there. And we have something that helps. We have pathways. You'll hear about that later on this evening. But just having a safe environment to grow is perfect. So just come, you're in the best place. And I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to pass this mic on over to our Toastmaster of the evening. You've heard her once and you're about to hear her again, Miss Shauna Stepp Jones.
Good evening, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. My name is Shauna Stepp Jones, and I am your Toastmaster for the evening. As the Toastmaster, I will be the MC and host the meeting and make sure that it's running as we planned. I will introduce the speakers, introduce the all-counting grammarian, and the timer. But before we get to those parts of the meeting, today is International Women's Day. And each year, International Women's Day is celebrated on March 8th all across the globe by women and their allies. The day recognizes the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women globally. And it's a call to action for gender. We're getting some feedback. I believe it's Miss Frawny. Can we mute everyone? And I'll come back off or unmute. Okay.
You're
Okay.
muted. Oh.
All right. Can you guys hear me? Yes. All right. So choose to challenge is the theme for International Women's Day 2021. And it's the theme that we here at MSU Toastmasters Club will adopt for our meeting this evening. With that being the theme, I want each speaker, whether you're a member or a distinguished guest, to identify a social challenge that you would like to seek change. As for me, I would like to seek change in the lack of minority females pursuing science, technology, engineering, and math. This challenge is near and dear to me and is a challenge that I have been providing solutions for since 2013 through my organization, Divaneering, as you all see, where girls are engineered into divas. My K through 12 nonprofit organization exposes girls to STEM through fashion, health, and beauty design challenges. Divaneering's next event will be in partnership with Embrace Her Naturally, founded by our very own president, Natasha Brown, in conjunction with the Refresh Project, founded by our VP of Education, Mr. Robert Tyree, who both will be hosting a spring youth camp. I have the honor of conducting my Color Your Smile workshop, where girls will be challenged to make their own lipstick out of crayons to expose them to chemistry and ultimately increase the representation of females in STEM backgrounds. So again, I want each speaker, whether you're a member or a distinguished guest, to identify a social challenge that you would like to seek change. That is the theme of our meeting today. Choose to challenge. Now I would like to invite our all-counting and grammarian to the mic so that she can introduce herself and her role for the evening. Miss Rose Iliev.
Good evening, everybody. I am your all-counter and grammarian. My name is Rose Iliev. Before I describe my role, I'm going to talk about the word of the day, and I will also type it in the chat. It is a verb. The name of the word is abhor. The definition of this word is to reord with extreme repugnance, to feel hatred. I will use this word in a sentence. Maria is an animal rights activist who abhors any mistreatment of animals. If you hear this word, you can knock on the screen, or you can also put the knock in the chat and try to use this word as we speak today. My job as all-counter and grammarian is to listen to your filler words and let you know all about your filler words, and I will also be letting you know about your grammar if you have any subject-verb agreements. So then let's just focus on speaking correctly. Thank you so much, Shauna.
You're welcome. Thank you, Rose. Next, I would like to invite our timer, Miss Tabitha Anderson, to the mic so that she can introduce herself as well as her role for the evening. Miss Tabitha.
Hi, good evening, Toastmasters. I will have the job of the timer tonight. That said, I will be timing the speaker, table topics, and the evaluators. For table topics, I will hold up a green light when you reach the 1 minute mark. When you reach the 1 minute and a half mark, I will hold up a yellow light. When you get to the red mark, the 2 minute mark, I will hold up the red background or a red light indicating that it is time for you to stop or that you are going over. And I will do the same for the speeches. I am unaware at the moment of what the speaker of the night's time is. So if Tasha, if you could inbox me that, that'll be great.
I responded.
And that is my role for tonight. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Tabitha. And so because we have a modified version of our meeting, we're going to have extended table topics. So each speaker will be speaking for 1 to 2 minutes. So Tabitha will be taking the time of the speakers. She will be saying, making sure that they speak at least for 1 minute, no more than 2. So with that, we'll go into our extended table topics. And again, this is the modified agenda. Because we have our distinguished speaker, Miss Crystal Sylvester, we're going to go right into extended table topics. And I'm going to welcome our first table topics master, Miss Eva Colbert, to the mic.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good evening, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, guests, and friends. This table topics, I need about 5 people. And if anybody knows me, I enjoy fortune cookies. I have 5 fortunes. When you put your name in the chat or just let me know, I can write it down and we will start from there. You have, like she said, 1 to 2 minutes. I will read what the fortune says. You have 1 to 2 minutes to speak on it. Try to speak at least 1 minute on the particular topic. And with that, I need 5 guests. Lashia, is she still here?
No, she said she was having some technical issues. She's trying to reconnect. Okay, we have King. Thank you, King. And guests can speak as well. Guests and members.
Where's Auntie?
Jessica.
Jessica? I need about
Tyrell.
2 more. Oh, Tyrell, okay.
Awesome guest. This is awesome.
Any more guests? We like the guests to get a feel of what the club is about. And this is one way that you can be a part of the Morgan State Toastmasters Club tonight. So we have Mr. King, Jessica, Tyrell. 1 or 2 more guests? Or just anyone?
Doesn't have to be a guest.
You don't have to be a guest.
Robert.
Who is? I have one right here.
Desiree, if you gonna go.
Desiree?
Give me a thumbs up if you gonna go and put a last.
Desiree? She's going?
She maybe okay, right? Okay.
Desiree?
There's a lot going on right now. Ryan, let's make Ryan the 5th one because he's game
Ryan?
for it. Yeah,
Okay.
we're not gonna put no legs.
Okay, let's start with Mr. King first. Hi, Mr. King. Your fortune states, your generosity never cease to amaze those around you. Your generosity never cease to amaze those around you. Give me 1 to 2 minutes on that fortune. Mr. King. Mr. King, you ready?
Like, oh, he's
There you are.
Oh.
You ready, Mr. King?
I just walked through the door. My generosity. Repeat it again.
Your generosity never cease to amaze those around you.
Thank you, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guest. My generosity is an amazing thing to those who surround me because I'm always giving whatever it is that I have to give. I believe giving is the essence of life's living. I believe giving is the expression of the God force within us. I believe giving is the manifestation of life itself. Life gives, and in that giving, we should always give. And in so doing, the manifestation of abundance is real. It fills us, it moves us, it allows us to reach into our pockets and give what we have, to reach into our minds to give what we have, to be generous because of the love that we are so blessed to receive. Generosity is a necessity for life's living to be beautiful, joyous, and complete. And with that, I am complete. I give thanks.
Thank you so much, Mr. King. Awesome. It's right on point with that. Thank you. Next, and I want to say this, I forgot to say it. Can you pin the timer? Tabitha is our timer. So when you get ready to speak, which our next speaker will be Miss Jessica. If you look, you can go, I think, to the upper right hand, you should see some dots, and you can pin the timer. That way, when you speak, you'll see the colors pop up. Ready, Miss Jessica?
I am ready.
All right. Your fortune says, a friend's success will benefit you. A friend's success will benefit you. Can you speak on that for 1 to 2 minutes?
So, like you said, a friend's success benefits you. I'm a firm believer that you should surround yourself with those that are either kind of ahead on a journey or going into a journey that you may also want to experience. So, with that being said, I am one of those friends that if you're telling me about you purchasing a home, we probably already spoke about what you were trying to accomplish, because I'm one of those people that are going to speak life into you. If you're doing something that's going to better yourself, I'm going to be right there as a cheerleader for you, because at the end of the day, that is something that makes me excited when I go to bed at night, seeing people that are trying to strive to be better for themselves and do better for themselves, whether in their life goals, whether as a parent, whatever role you're taking on in your life, because as we all know, everyone has their own journey and their own walk that they're going through. So again, their happiness is my happiness, and I feel the same. With that being said, I have a friend that just bought a house. I was so excited for her. Mind you, before it was almost a conversation of, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know. And I'm like, who said you can't? You know what I mean? So it's like, once you start that journey, I'm the person that's going to keep pushing you forward. Your happiness is going to be my happiness. Your success is going to be my success. I'm going to be excited every step of the way. Whether you fall or falter, we're going to figure it out and get back on that horse to keep moving forward. In my own life, you know, just the different things that I experienced. I went to school and I actually got a degree in something that I'm not even in. But in my mind, I decided, let me make the best of the degree that I have. Now I'm in the budget office. Okay, like there's just different things. So again, my happiness is your happiness. Your happiness is going to be mine. And I only surround myself with people that are going to do better in life. So, like there's other people on the journey that I had to let go, and that's okay, because we're all trying to make ourselves get somewhere that we want to be at. And I can't have people in my section that are, I can't do this, I won't do this. Okay, well, that's fine for you, but that's not good enough for me. I want you to be happy in wherever you are in life. I see the red and I think I have to stop.
Oh, you on a roll, Miss Jessica. All right, we was right in it, just going on for yourself. Thank you so much. Encouraging words. Wow, I enjoyed that. Next, we will have Mr. Terrell. Mr. Terrell, you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening. Your fortune says success is within reach. Allow yourself time. Success is in reach. Allow yourself time. You have 1 to 2 minutes to speak on that.
Well, that is a great fortune here. It is very true that success is within reach. A lot of people fail to realize it, though. They tend to see what's happened now and what's happened before, and they use that to be what built them to be where they're going. And the reality is that where you're going is different than where you were. So, with that being said, everything's in reach that you want. It's just a matter of how you're going to approach it. If you're going to reach out for it, if you're going to grab it when you get there. It's nothing wrong with seeing or being excited about it either. A lot of people tend to get a little nervous about it. But it's okay. It's just nothing wrong with having something good. Just like the young lady before me spoke, she only surrounds herself with people who are producing positivity, and that's something that you would like to do. That's something that is only going to lift you up and build you to be better, to allow you to see that those things are reached, that you can actually attain those things. Allow you to know things are reasonable and realistic. It's really crazy because it's extremely relevant to my life specifically. Because recently I've gone through a whole lot, and just to know or to hear the fortune that's even the topic of conversation just lets me know that still I'm in the right place and still I'm doing the right things and still we're making the right moves. So just pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to everything that's going on around you, to know that you can achieve it. It's right there. It's just a step further and it'll be okay.
Thank you, Mr. Terrell. That is so true. We do have to allow time, and it's okay that we allow time, because sometimes we want instant gratification, which does not work most of the time. Thank you so much, Mr. Terrell. Next, we will have Mr. Dom. Dom, you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Your fortune says you are a bundle of buzzing energy, always on the go. You are a bundle of buzzing energy, always on the go. Mr. Dom, 1 to 2 minutes.
Thank you. Hello, Toastmasters and future Toastmasters and guests. You are a bundle of buzzing energy and always on the go. Usually I would talk about myself, but today I want to talk about my mom, man. You know, some of you may or may not know, but my mom, she's battling breast cancer right now. So when I talk about a bundle of energy, man, the amount of courage, her energy, her faith that she just exemplifies, through her life and just show her kids how strong she is. It's just so amazing to me to be able to watch that, and even though she's going through what she's going through, she's always on the move. She's not letting anything slow her down. She's still working her job. She's still teaching the kids. She's still singing in the choir, so her energy, I'm nowhere near where she's at. And I only hope that I can aspire one day to be like my mom, so if there's a person that has a bundle of buzzing energy, it's definitely her. She has inspired me, my other siblings. She has encouraged us so much. She has increased our faith. just because how she's handling what she's going through, but she's handling it with pride and she's handling it with a great bundle of energy. So I want to give tonight a shout out to my mom, because when I look at a bundle of energy, she shows that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I've always heard the saying, I may have cancer, but cancer does not have me. And that to me means keep on doing what you have the strength and energy to do. So I thank you and your mother for pressing on. Thank you so much. Last but not least, we'll have Mr. Ryan. Mr. Ryan, are you ready? Mr. Ryan.
Yes, ma'am.
You're ready.
I am ready.
Your fortune states, you and your partner will be happy in life together. You and your partner will be happy in life together. Speak about that for 1 to 2 minutes, please.
Me and my partner will be happy in life together. I believe that to be true simply because my partner was given grace to withstand my early insecurities. I think, or I feel that because of my immaturity early on, I did not quite understand what I had in her strength. And because of the grace that she was offered, she had to live that first portion of our union together in the dark while I tried to figure out who I would become. And I am extremely grateful for the grace that she was offered, because not only did it instill strength in her, it allowed me, once I did finally get a chance to lay eyes on what I had and what I had mistreated, it set the foundation for what was to come. In addition, I feel I was able to see that she was one of she actually was a spine for me to stand upright. And I was extremely grateful, not just from her, from her, but with Father, to be able to keep and nurture that as time moved forward. So the day that we said I do, I truly meant in our vows that I would spend the rest of my life making it up to her, which came from what I had done previously. And because I vowed to make it up for the rest of her life, or our, union till death do us part, it has made working through problems that we experience now and moving forward so much more manageable, because of the strength that I got a chance to see in her before I saw her. So because of that, I do believe that we will spend the rest of our life together.
Thank you so much. What a testimony. Thank you to everyone that participated. This is just something all of you did very well, just speaking off the cuff, giving testimonies, and just giving us energy to press on. And I would like to state what she said about choose to challenge, the social challenge, STEM. I like that. I commend Natasha. I commend Shauna for everything they do, and Trivia for the young people. Robert, it's so many of you on here that do so much for our young people. And that's what it's all about, pressing them on. I have a granddaughter that's 15, started her own little business, facial, stuff for your face, clearing your skin up. And young people want to do things, getting to doing hair, nails. A lot of us are going back to the natural hair. I thought I'd be European all my life, but I think I like being natural because I really don't wear a lot of makeup. I just have that natural flow about me. And that's one of the things I would like to see our African-American women. I don't have anything against European hair that you purchase because it's yours once you purchase it. But sometimes just put it to the side and look in the mirror and say, I'm a beautiful Black natural queen. And watch how the men become attracted to you. That's the end of my table topic. I will turn it back over to our table topic master. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Eva, Miss Red Bottoms. That was awesome. I love your energy. I love you back. Thank you for always supporting us. And definitely, I appreciate that challenge that you set out for us queens, us Black queens, to embrace ourselves naturally, as Madam President would say. Next, we're going to move right on into our second table topics master, and that is Miss Angela Hamlin. So she will be our second table topics master.
Good evening, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and guests. I am here to do table topics, and for my table topics, I'm coming bearing gifts. You see the gifts, right? And with this gift, my theme is life is a gift. I'm gonna say that again. Life is a gift. Life is precious. The word tells us that life is precious. If you read in the book of Psalms, the chapter 139, and you begin with the verse number 13 through 16, it talks about God knew us when we was in our mother's womb. He knew us. He said that we were fearfully and wonderfully made. So tonight is about a gift. Life is a gift. So with that being said, I would like 4 people. Now you see I'm bearing gifts, so you gotta sign up quickly. I would like to have 4 people to actually help me in discovering some gifts. So I see Tyrell, is that correct?
Yep, we have Tyrell, Olio.
I see Mr. Olio. Anybody else? 2 more people.
Any of our guests? We love to hear our guests.
The Diggs is in.
The Diggs, is that correct?
Is there a lady that wants to seal it in? We got 3 men.
The men is coming through tonight.
I know. Are you a lady?
Okay, is that Robert?
Yes.
Okay. So I do have, again, some gifts. And with the gifts, I'm going to ask that each person would do a number. Choose a number. And so we're going to begin with Mr. Tyrell. The numbers are 1 through 4. And when you tell me the number that you choose, I will tell you what gift I'm going to expose or share. So, Mr. Tyrell, can you pick a number 1 through 4?
That number is going to be 4.
Okay, number 4, which is Amazon. Can you see that? Amazon gift card. Can you see that? That's a gift, right? Thank you. So with the Amazon, I'm gonna just talk a little bit about the Amazon. So Amazon is, we can purchase anything from A to Z, pretty much from Amazon, right? Now, Amazon's motto, slogan says, work hard, have fun. Work hard, have fun. Now, again, their logo is almost like a smile. Their smile is because they're actually striving to give you everything from A to Z. Mr. Tyrell, what I would like for you to talk about, how do you maintain work-life balance when you are responsible for everything from A to Z? How do you maintain work-life balance when you're responsible from everything from A to Z? You have 2 minutes. You may begin.
Well, Ms. Hamlin, I find that to be an excellent question. How do you handle work-life balance with everything from A to Z? The reality is that you don't, and you do. You can't do it all at one time. You have to do it in, like, we'll say simultaneously, where you might handle A and C today and B and D tomorrow. A lot of times it's a matter of organizing yourself and understanding what it is that you're going to do, what it is that you have to do, and what it is that you're looking to do. The reality is that it's always things that come out of nowhere, always things that appear, and always things that happen. If you actually look at the gift cards you had up, but for that logo, it's supposed to be a smile. You told me that they do everything from A to Z, but when you actually look at the card, it's actually a frown. When I look at it, I actually think they're actually doing too much, because if you do everything from A to Z, you try and do it all at once, it tends to be too much to bear on somebody. This is why I say you have to do it from A and C or B and D. It doesn't mean you can't get everything completed. It's just, how do you go about it? Sometimes there needs to be a change. Sometimes you have to take a step back. You might have to go from D to C just to realize what D is or what happened in B, because a lot of times they carry weight to each other. The alphabet's alphabet because it's all the letters combined, not just one letter. When they stand alone, they're A and G and H. But when you do everything together, it's still the alphabet. Doesn't matter what order you put it in, it's still considered the alphabet. It just has to stand together. It's important to understand that people do things and they start things and they stop things and they don't finish things, but if you put it all together, it's a complete thing. Still, just don't stop. It'll be okay. That's all.
Awesome job. Thank you so much. That's a different perspective. He saw a frown and we see smiles. That's what happens in the life that God gives us, is whatever perspective that you take out of it that matters most. Okay, who's up next? I have Mr. Olio. Mr. Olio, you have to pick a number between 1, 3, 1, 2, and 3.
1.
Okay, Mr. Olio, in my hand, the gift card is an iTunes gift card. Okay, iTunes gift card. The company name is, of course, is Apple. And Apple's motto is think differently. Think differently. I want to ask you, Mr. Olio, how are you thinking differently about life in the year 2021? How are you thinking differently about life in the year 2021? You have 2 minutes.
Thank you. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. I have 3 things that I use to help me think differently in 2021. And these are 3 P's that I want y'all to take down. And I'm gonna call it profoundness leads to provision, which leads to being proficient. And what does that mean? How does this determine my thinking? Well, if you think of being profound and people saying things that are profound, they may think of like, oh, someone saying something that's maybe esoteric or of this lofty ideas. But when I think of pro and found, I think of don't be a rookie. Profound. Think about this. The profound, it means insight. So that means my thinking is to think of insight. It's within. That means I need to look within myself. It deals with vision and it deals with faith because I can't see it. Now, when you talk about provisions, provision. That also means that you're being a pro with the vision, but provisional means that you're thinking, you're setting up something before it happens. That means you're actually getting things prepared. You're getting ready for your greatness. You're renewing your mindset for the gifts that are about to happen, the joys, all the breakthroughs that are about to happen. That's the provision. You already see it happening. Now, the proficiency, this is great, y'all. This is when you start renewing your mindset right here, because when you take the insight with the getting everything ready and you mix it and you start applying it to your life. You rethink, you renew your mindset. And that thought process leads to proficiency, because that's when you become an expert in your craft. Ladies and gentlemen, 2021, I'm going to choose to start looking inside myself and being a pro, not a rookie, and start getting ready for the greatness that's about to happen, and now become a master. Because people who see life and reality as it is, they go extinct. But people who see the reality for what it can be and have a future mindset, those are the ones that evolve. That is my time. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Yes,
Yes, sir.
absolutely. Great, great, great. Profound, provision, and proficient. Right? I love it. I love it. Provision. I love it. I love the energy you came across. You taught us something in 2 minutes. Tell me we can't learn. Again, this is called life, right? So I want us to understand that life is a gift. All right, so our next contestant, Mr. Diggs. Mr. Diggs, you have the option of choosing number 2 or number 3.
I'll take number 2.
Okay, Mr. Diggs. Here I have a gift card. It's Starbucks. This is where we get out drinking our coffee, our iced tea, and all of those things because we're thirsty, right? Well, Mr. Diggs, Starbucks, their mission is to inspire and nurture the human spirit. One person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. What I want you to speak on for 2 minutes is who are you mentoring and who is your mentor? One cup, one neighborhood, one person at a time. Who is your mentor and who are you mentoring? You have 2 minutes.
Well, good evening, fellow Toastmasters, most honored distinguished guests. My greatest mentor was my mother, who was the late Reverend Almeida Diggs, who instilled in me more moral value in everything that I did. And I learned many things from her. I learned from the time how to be kind and to love others and treat yourself. You talk about one cup, one day at a time. I want to talk about that one cup and related to one day at a time. What I found out in our daily lives, that we're moving around and we're so busy doing too many things at one time. But we look at our life and step back and realize all the things that we've learned. And I looked at my life, and when I lost my mother, what I realized, I picked up a book, and the book says, what have you learned in the loss of your loved ones that you can take and do for the rest of your life? And what she had taught me was to be fair and be honest with other people, and to love yourself and to love thy neighbors as you love yourself. And many times we run into opposition and we run into people who are not like us. And sometimes we ostracize those people. And I've learned one thing, if I've learned a million things, is to learn how to, number one, is to love yourself. And that's the only way that you can love other people. So in the absence of my mother, I have learned how to love each and every day and value each and every day, one day at a time, cup by cup. Table Topics Master.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. And I just want to just give you a second. Who are you mentoring? Are you mentoring anyone? Just give me yes and who.
Yes, I'm mentoring 3 people at one time. And
Awesome.
those individuals I'll retired from the VA, and they have reached out to me to help mentor them into leadership roles within the VA.
Awesome job. Keep doing the work. One person, one cup at a time. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So encouraged by that. Now, also the last person on the list is Mr. Hamlin, Mr. Robert.
I'll
Mr.
take
Robert.
Number three, please.
Number 3. Okay, Robert. I'm sorry. You're Robert. I'm sorry. Number 3, I have Giants. It's the gift card from Giants. Right? So Giants, their motto or slogan says, the little things are giant. The little things are giants. Mr. Robert, what I would like for you to tell me, what two little things in your life that has or have the greatest impact in your life? What two little things in your life that has had or is having the greatest impact in your life? You have 2 minutes.
Repeat the question again.
What are two things, two little things in your life that has or is having the greatest impact in your life?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, distinguished guests. What two things or little things in my life are having two little things that have the biggest impact in my life? Well, it all depends on how you view these little things. The word giant, right? It's your interpretation. There's a story in the Bible about a couple groups looking over a hill and they're seeing these giants, right? So the two little things that I'm going to speak about is communication and self-reflection. And in my eyes, these are little things, but as I'm growing and learning and developing to become a leader and a mentor, these things are huge, y'all. I'm gonna start with communication. My brother is on the line today. I asked a couple of my friends and family on the line today, and he's been speaking to me about this word communication. And in order to overcome these little things or giant obstacles in my life, communication is key. A lack of communication will lead to destruction. Communication can lead to one accord, or miscommunication can lead to destruction. The second thing I was speaking about was reflection. After everything's all said and done, sometimes, like Mr. Diggs said, you need just to chill, don't move, and just stay still. And I feel like with me trying to be a leader, I love to do everything myself, right? And I'm learning that you have to learn and be comfortable with delegating activities, opportunities, and it's okay for failure, right? That's the importance of mentorship and just allowing people to grow. But it's very hard to reflect when sometimes you're not as optimistic as you want to be. I'm very negative at times about myself. Like, man, I need to do better right now. Or where's the list at? Where's the problems and concerns? Write them all down. And haven't had the opportunity to reflect and just enjoy the moment. There's so many good things that are happening. I know we're living in a pandemic, but if you're still here, you're still living, we're still speaking, we have another chance to breathe once again. And these are all good things, right? I still have a job. I still have friends and family. I'm still multiplying. I'm still fruitful. I am still going. I'm still happy. I might not be happy as I was, but I'm able to find my joy and rejoice again. So I'm able to gather again with my friends at church. So these are all good things. And sometimes we just need to slow down, just breathe. So communication is key. You can't, like Ryan said, you can't have a significant other, right? If you don't communicate, no matter what. And just evaluating yourself, and like Mr. Baker said, it's gonna be okay. And if you mess up, it's all right. We'll try again.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. Good job. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you all so very much for participating tonight in Table Topics. Again, the theme, life is a gift, but I wanted us to be sure that we don't take it for granted, that we value life. And with a gift, you don't know what it is until you open it and see what's inside. So what's inside of you are the gifts, the talents, and ability that we would give the gift to the world. So I know about a quote that people say a lot. Life is a gift from God. What you do with it is your gift to God. So remember that. Thank again for the Toastmasters for allowing me to be able to be a master tonight. And just a social change. My day job is financial. I'm in finance. So social change for me would be financial literacy, beginning with our young in elementary school. So we can begin to teach people about financial literacy when they're this tall, maybe when they get this tall, their investments, their, you know, they'll be able to do philanthropic things when they become older. So that's what the social change I would like to see. Now I will turn it back over to our Toastmaster, Miss Shauna. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Angela. Thank you for always coming and bringing your gifts, sharing your gifts with us, your gifts of creativity, your gifts of knowledge, your gifts of positivity. We appreciate you, Angela, and we always welcome you to be a table topics master because you cause us to think outside of the box.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So now we're moving on to our main event. Our main event is going to highlight our March Madness distinguished speaker. I'm going to go ahead and introduce our speaker. Miss Crystal Sylvester is an accountant for MedStar Health. During the summer, she enjoys running with building bodies and bonds to the Inner Harbor and biking with Baltimore bikers to Fort McHenry. With her company, Manifest Clothing, Crystal creates shirts with conscious sayings for those who know the power words have when manifesting your ideal reality. As Director of Financial Empowerment for the Greater Baltimore Leadership Association, Crystal is responsible for curating programs to equip the community with tools to achieve their financial goals and become economically self-reliant. Without any further ado, welcome, Crystal Sylvester.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Shauna. Okay, let me make sure that my camera is all right. Very nice. Can anybody hear me okay? Everybody hear me all right? Sure.
Yes.
We don't have any issues with that.
Yes, we hear.
Okay. Good. If you ever think about me and you ain't gonna do no revolutionary act, forget about me. I don't want myself on your mind if you're not going to work for the people. Fred Hampton. My name is Crystal Sylvester. That was Fred Hampton. Has anybody seen Judas and the Black Messiah? If you have, you know, drop a 2 in the chat if you've seen Judas and the Black Messiah. And let's see who's seen it. Okay. Tabitha has seen it. Okay, a couple people have seen it. So you'll know what we're talking about here. Fred Hampton was a revolutionary. He was the chairman for the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party. And he died at the young age of 21 fighting for what he believed in. Above all, Chairman Fred, he was a leader. He exemplified extreme leadership capabilities. So when Natasha asked me to speak tonight and my topic was grow, I absolutely had to think about leadership, because leadership really commands us to grow in all areas of our lives. And so that's what we'll be talking about tonight is leadership. And before I give my definition of leadership, I would love to hear what your definition of leadership is and what you think are attributes of what makes somebody a great leader. So I want to hear from 3 people. You can come off of mute and share, and you can also type it in the chat what you think makes somebody a great leader.
I have one, if you can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
I believe a great leader serves those that they are trying to lead, and they do so by also having accountability for their mistakes and their actions, just having integrity. That's what a great leader does. They own up to their mistakes, they encourage the team, and they serve the team, encourage them to want to be there.
Absolutely. Can we get two more people? Yeah.
Great leaders. Great leaders are constantly learning. They're constantly learning from their team, and they're also able to motivate as well. So not only can they learn, but they also have that ability to motivate. That's a great leader.
Absolutely. Kimberly?
A great leader to me is also a great follower.
Absolutely. Olio, you had one?
Sure. Leaders lead by example, but I guess one of the most important thing is leaders have followers. You can't be a leader if no one's following you, unless you're just leading yourself for a walk around the park.
Right. Absolutely. Thanks for sharing. And Shauna, you actually touched on the one that I'm going to talk on tonight. When I think about leadership, I think about two main things: mission and motivate. You said motivate. Because a leader, they're able to galvanize people towards a common mission, not just their own selfish mission, but something that the people would support, that gets all of them to the common goal. So you have to know, you have to actually have a defined goal. What is in our best interest? And now, after you get the mission, in order, you have to actually, our word is, other than motivate, when it comes to leadership, you can put it in the chat, we'll come off of mute.
Say it again, Crystal, you were breaking up a little bit.
So I was saying that another word for motivate, it's an I word that people usually use in what you need to do to people to get them going to do.
Fire.
Inspire.
Another one.
Influence.
Influence. That's a big word. A leader influences us to work towards whatever their common goal is. And so when we think about Chairman Fred, he was a revolutionary. He really fought for change. And the change that he fought for was peace in our communities. He wanted peace for all people. And he was able to influence others to support his cause by going into the different universities and talking to the young people and really getting them on his side. He was able to unify many of the gangs in Chicago to work together towards their common purpose, towards the common purpose that he saw, which was to work against police brutality, to bring awareness to the issue of police brutality, which we still deal with today, and he dealt with back then. I mentioned earlier that Fred Hampton, he died at the tender age of 21. And he died, as he said he would, fighting for something that he believed in. So I, as Shauna mentioned earlier, I currently am with the Greater Baltimore Leadership Association. And not many people know this. I haven't really exposed it yet, but I'm running to become president of the Greater Baltimore Leadership Association, which is a division of the Greater Baltimore Urban League. And our purpose, our mission is to be able to really empower Black and Brown communities. And me personally, I'm all about finances. So my goal is to really help us with entrepreneurship, make sure that we have our finances in order. We know budgeting, saving, we're investing, investing in real estate stocks. That's my personal mission. And so that's the cause that's greater than me that I personally am working towards. And I want to read one other quote from Chairman Fred. He said, we're going to have to do more than talk. We're going to have to do more than listen. We're going to have to do more than learn. We're going to have to start practicing, and that's very hard. We're going to have to start getting out there with the people, and that's difficult. Sometimes we think that we're better than the people. So it's going to take a lot of hard work. And I want to emphasize that again. He said, sometimes we think that we're better than the people. So it's going to take a lot of hard work. And I see that happen very often in our communities. I think, Malcolm talked about it as well. Sometimes we think that we're better than the people. So it's hard for us to motivate them to where they should be because we're so stuck on where they are. And we complain and we talk about where they are. We forget that, okay, in this moment, we should be demonstrating leadership skills in order to motivate or influence them to get to where they can be if they knew better. One other thing I want to touch on when it comes to leadership, and Olio had mentioned this, a few of you had mentioned this before, is about leading by example. When we talk about leading by example, I want to give an example of that. So let's say you're on a plane, right, and you have a baby with you. And you know how they come on and they say, when the mask drops, you know, if anything, God forbid, something was to happen and the mask drops, who do you put the mask on first? You can come off from mute and or you can put it in the chat. You put it on yourself. Some people may think, oh, you put it on the baby, you want to save the baby's life first. But if you put it on the baby, or you're trying to put it on the baby, but you can't do it fast enough, and now you passed out, who's going to put it on the baby? That's one thing. But the leadership attribute of that is, what if now the baby is fighting you and doesn't want to put the mask on? And that may happen because the baby's looking at you like, you don't have your mask on. Why should I put this thing on my face? I don't know what it's going to do. Similar to when you're trying to feed a child vegetables and you're not eating the vegetables and they don't want to eat the vegetables. But if you were eating and they saw that you were eating, now they want to eat what they see you eating. A personal example in my life is in college, when I learned about, and Miss Eva touched on this earlier, it's so funny that she said this. When I learned about natural hair, so in college I had a perm. That's all I knew. That's what I grew up. My mom permed my hair. It was easy, slick it back in the ponytail. Some videos, and I was exposed to girls in my school who wore natural hair, which I had never, I didn't wear for years. So once I learned about the damages that perms cause to our hair, I decided to stop perming and I cut off all my hair and I went natural. I had my TWA going on, for those that are natural and know what I'm talking about, teeny weeny afros. At the time when I went natural, my mom was like, listen, if you go natural, I'm not going to do your hair. I'm not putting my hands in your head. It's going to be too much work. And so, it was a really big challenge for me, but I was like, I think it's good for my health, so I'm going to do it. Shortly after, my mom went natural. My sister went natural. My aunts, my cousins. It's like it was a trickle down effect. I started seeing so many people in my family start making, that change to embracing themselves naturally, as Ms. Eva had talked about and Natasha had talked about. And so, those are really the two main attributes of what makes somebody a great leader. They have a defined mission and they motivate people towards that mission. They inspire people towards that mission. So in watching Judas and the Black Messiah, for me, I was so inspired to pick up that mantle where Chairman Fred left off. I felt like we can't let his life be and his death be in vain. Like he died fighting for a cause. So I challenge you all, if you currently don't have a cause that you're working towards, to absolutely find something that's larger than yourself that you can either join somebody in doing, or if you need to create your own organization. But absolutely, we should be picking up the mantle of where our ancestors left off in order to be building up our communities. And so I want to leave with that, a challenge for us to all grow. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you so much for that amazing speech. Thank you for the engaging speech. You demonstrated so many great qualities of a great leader and speaker. You engaged our audience. You had great vocal tone and variety. You spoke very clear and concise, and you incorporated gestures. So just a model speaker for us. We really appreciate you, Crystal. We're now going to move into the general evaluation for our meeting. And I'm going to invite my aunt, Dr. Kimberly Reeves, who is our general evaluator, to the mic so that she can give us our general evaluation of the meeting. Dr. Kimberly Reeves. You're still muted.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. I am your general evaluator for this evening. And before I give an overall evaluation of the meeting, I would like to call for our reports. Miss Rose, I always mess up your last name. So if you could help me out, I would appreciate it.
Shauna said it perfect.
Shauna, could you help me out? You got Arkansas and Grammarian.
So thank you, everybody. Before we get started, let's talk about the social change. So there's so many jobs out there and everybody has a background of what they've done, but why can't we just pick a job that we don't have a background in, and why can't people just let us do it and try it out? I think that would be great. All right, let me get on to my role as awe counter and grammarian. And then I have this out of order. Crystal, great job on your said 6 ums, 3 so's, and you know. Angela, you said gifts, so, right, and all right. So you didn't really have much you didn't have very many filler words, but you said each of those one time. King, I got nothing. Eva, I could not find anything. Olio, you said aw, and then you said this is great, y'all. So get rid of the y'all. Jerry, I could not find anything. Robert, you said right 3 times, 10 times, and 14 times. Your grammar is, in your sentences, you said 2 little things I'm going to speak about is, it should be our, are, like A-R-E. And then you said things are huge, y'all. Get rid of the y'all. Jessica, you said so, you know, we're gonna, it should be we're going to, and you also said okay, like. Tyrell, you said 13 times, so, in like, you can get rid of in like. What is, I think it should be what, oh, I forgot what that was. Cause, it should be because, and you said actually a couple times in a row. Ryan, you said you know, and then you said and. Dominic, you said 3 times, and then you said you know 7 times, and so 2 times. Miss President, I heard 1 and then Shauna Step, I heard 2 times. I believe I talked about everybody. Good job on the grammar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss Rose. And now we will have Miss Tabitha Anderson as our timer to give us reports for timer.
Thank you, Dr. Kimberly Reeves. So we had a lot of speakers tonight, and I have all your time. Okay, Crystal, that was an awesome speech. Your time was 11 minutes and 36 seconds. You didn't even go into the yellow, so that was great. Then we had King and table topics. You were 1 minute and 17 seconds. Jessica, you was 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Tyrell, 1 minute, 43 seconds. Dom, 1 minute, 12 seconds. Ryan, 2 minutes and 26 seconds. We have Tyrone again at 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Olio, 1 minute, 41 seconds. Diggs, 1 minute, 35 seconds. Rob, you went to 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Then we have Rose just now. I'll count a grammarian 2 minutes, and that is everyone's time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tabitha. And now I will give you our general report for the meeting. The meeting overall was a success. We had many guests. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so happy that you came to join us. It was great to see our newbies stepping up to the plate, or our guests stepping up to the plate. Jessica, Terrell. Terrell's so nice, you had to come on twice. I love it. The table topics, Miss Eva, they were really thought-provoking. I love what you do with the fortune cookies all the time. They remind me of old famous adages, and I think you've done that in the past too. I was overwhelmed by the adulation and applause that you gave your mom, Dom. I thought that was awesome. She deserves it, I'm sure. Angela, you were very creative with your delivery, and the topics were also very thought-provoking. I love the way the men stepped up to the plate. It's good to have some change every now and then, some testosterone in the room. If I had to guess what attributed to their willingness to participate tonight, it would be their comfort level with our club. I'm so proud to be a part of MSU Toastmasters. There was a significant amount of background noise, so if you can, at our next meeting, if you would just mute your phones, please, if you don't. If you have not already, please mute your phones. Overall, the meeting was phenomenal. We looked good on time. And I must add that in watching each of you, in your speeches, I see growth, tremendous growth with the way that everyone is speaking. So thanks for having me. It's been my pleasure. And my social change, Crystal, I echo those sentiments because I was right there with you. I'm always talking about my older brothers. Growing up, my older brothers caused me to be very competitive. I was always a very competitive person, even to this day. So I have a challenge for you all today. I challenge you to identify 5 people per week that you can pour into and plant seeds. And it does not necessarily have to be a child, although it would be great if you pour into a child, but adults need grooming as well. And as God says, what you do for the least of these. So the door prize will be revolution. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Reeves, for that amazing evaluation. Now we're going to turn this over to our Madam President.
I'm back. All right, so I have a couple things for you all this evening. So what I'm going to ask for you all to do is, if you're interested in a role for next week that you already know, if you could send that message directly to Shauna, that would be awesome, so that she can start building the list for our agenda. But next I want to get into the door prize. Before we start to lose some people, I want to know who invited you. So if you are a guest, I'm going to repeat, if you are a guest, please say who invited you so that I can go ahead and give them credit. I already have Emmanuel, Tyrell, and Desiree. I already have you all down. But if anyone else was invited by someone specifically, if you can let us know, because we have some door prizes for them today, just go ahead and type their name in the chat. Also, this is the time where we get to hear from our visitors. So those of you all who were invited, if you would like to come off mute and tell us, how did you enjoy the meeting, and will you be back? And also, who invited you? Let's go ahead and knock all of that out.
Hi, this is Jessica again. I was invited by Tabitha. Give me one. Sorry, I do have kids in the background, so I was trying to mute the noise. So again, I was invited by Tabitha. I definitely enjoyed this evening. I was in a public speaking class back in college, but nothing like this. I feel like this was more personal. I felt like this was more insightful, definitely. And it's almost like a family type of vibe that I got. So I really appreciate all of you. And it was really nice to hear other people's testimonies, stories, and just the speaking of everyone was very nice and eloquent. So I was hoping to try to use the word that was posted, but I'm sorry, I just couldn't get there. Like it was a good word, but I just couldn't put words together to use it. So yeah, I definitely learned something as well. So thank you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jess, for being here. And thank you, Tabs, for inviting her. Desiree, I saw your hand. Wait, Jess, and will you be back? That's another thing. Will you be back?
I heard of some sort of fee. Do I have to pay to come back, or is this like?
No, it's free. You don't have to pay to come in here at all. We will get into like the membership section. Actually, we send if you have any questions about membership, we actually have a breakout room with our vice president of membership. They answer any questions that you have. You can come to the meetings forever and participate in table topics. But when you actually want to prepare speeches and work towards developing your communication and leaderships intentionally, then you want to come on in and pay that membership fee.
Okay, then yeah, I'll definitely be back if that's the case.
All right, awesome. I see Judy in the chat saying, and Kenjay invited her. All right. So do we have anybody else? If you invited a guest, please raise your hand. If you invited a guest, please raise your hand. All right, Miss Angela, you want to come off mute? Tell me who you invited.
Good evening, everyone. Again, I have invited my family, so I kept it here, but I put a general chat out to the larger family. But my husband was here. I'm not. Yeah, he's still here. My daughter Destiny was here. She hopped off, and my son Brandon was here. He had to hop off. So the family was here representing. So thank y'all. I'm sure I can give you some. They encouraged me tonight, so hopefully they encourage you all too with their presence. Thank you, fam.
Awesome. I saw them in here. What? I'm not gonna do that, y'all. I'm not gonna do that. Quit, Tabs. You got your hand up, honey. You want to tell me something?
Oh yeah, sorry. Aside from Jessica, there's a young lady in here named Wendy I invited, and another young lady, Latanya. I don't see her name anymore, but she was in here for a little while.
All right. So we have a tiebreaker right now. So what we're gonna do is start off by saying if the people are not still here, we're gonna not count them, okay? Because we gotta break this tie. So that takes you out, Tabs. Takes you out. I'm sorry. Now we have Rob and Ange. Rob and Ange, what are we doing here? What are we doing? What I'm gonna do, but listen.
I think
What you doing, Rob?
I'm disqualified, honestly, because
he said he is passing it over to this woman, Tabs, because it's Women's International.
Good evening.
Okay,
if you want to be, no, if you want to, okay, because it's International Women's Day, we'll just leave it as is. But good evening, everybody. My name is Emmanuel Lemba. I am a guest who was invited by Robert Tyree. I really enjoyed my time here this evening. Tonight was very inspirational and informative, and I look forward to coming back. Thank you for being amazing hosts, and I bid everybody a great evening.
Awesome. Thank you so much, E, for joining. Awesome. And E's a Morganite as well. All right, King, you have something for us, sir? I'm going to get the tiebreaker up while this is happening at the same time.
Yes. I wanted to interject the question of social change, and what came to me is no more corruption. No more corruption. That's it. I'm done. And because I abhor corruption, and it needs to cease. So I'm here with Toastmasters to present to the world the need to say no more corruption, to act no more corruption, so that we can be no more corruption, so that we can evolve spiritually and be evolved spiritual creatures of love. Thank you.
Thank you. Always hitting us with that Kingology, King. You guys to be here every Monday. We look forward to it. Thank you so much. And thank you for reminding me about the theme. So it's been mentioned what my mission is. I have several, but the one right now that speaks to me is embracing her naturally. Hashtag embrace her naturally. What does that mean? I love myself and others just the way I am, how I am right now. Nothing needs to change. How I am right now is how I'm supposed to be for the moment that I'm in right now. And so many times we get so frustrated with anxiety or depression about thinking about who I need to be moving forward or who I was in the past that we don't appreciate who we are right now. And right now is what matters, because when we don't focus on right now, then right now becomes the past that we're anxious about, or the past that we're depressed about, or the future that we're not the future, but the past that we're depressed about. All right. So I really am combating the narrative that our kids see, our young girls see in the media, in different places, honestly. It doesn't even matter. It can be inside the home. So right now, I just want everybody to be able to look inside and know who they are. Don't be an observer. Don't be somebody who compares themselves to others, because nobody was given your journey but you. And somebody could be called to the same mission, but nobody is supposed to do it like you. The challenges that you went through were meant for you to persist through so that you can help somebody else that's coming through, but even them aren't going to come through like you. So if I can use my energy to do anything, it would be to equip. I don't want to inspire. I don't necessarily want to empower. I want to equip. I want to give you the tools to use to develop who you are so that you can make the positive impact that you're supposed to make in this world. All right, that was it. So the winners, since Mr. Tyree passed it on to Tabitha, we have Angela and Tabitha, who are the winners. Or wait, was that a joke? You didn't, did you? Come off mute. Come on, let's get the class. Let's make some noise, all right? Awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw y'all in the breakout room with Shauna real quick, and y'all can connect. Again, if anybody's interested in taking on any roles, Miss Eva said all counter grammarian.
Wait, before you throw me in there, Natasha, I have all counter, I have table topics, and I have timer. I'm looking for a general evaluator and a Toastmaster.
Okay, general evaluator and a Toastmaster.
Oh, and yeah.
And I have one thing to say before you go into the room. I thought I saw one of our former presidents, Miss Joy Dukes, enter our meeting, which she was my mentor along with Sarisa when I first came into Toastmasters in 2015. And I learned a lot from her. Great lady. She just was sitting back in the cut, I'm sure.
Oh no, that's a distinguished guest. We should have called that out. All right. Is there anyone else that has anything that they want to share before we go into different breakout rooms? Anybody want to be general evaluator or Toastmaster?
I have a general evaluator now. Angela. So Toastmaster, I'm gonna let Rose be the Toastmaster, and we could do a second table topics master as well, but I'll follow up with an email to the members.
All right.
I can take that second table topics.
Who's that? And Kendra?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I have you.
All right. That's awesome. I love how that works. Awesome job. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. Is there any guests? We're gonna transition. I'm sorry, we're gonna transition into our educational corner. Our VP of Education, Mr. Robert Tyree.
All right, guys. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, distinguished guests. I am dropping the link inside the chat right now as we speak. If you can, please go ahead and hop on that. We're going to be talking about a couple of things today, just real brief. So, and this link right here, I was just thinking about this terminology basketball called practice. I'm not sure if you guys ever heard of Allen Iverson, but he's famous for saying this quote: "Practice, practice. Y'all talking about practice?" If you don't know who AI is, he's a famous basketball player, point guard from Philly, who was famous for not practicing. He would just show up to games and score 30 buckets. So shout out to AI. But I was looking up this morning the term of how to become a better speaker. And I've noticed over the course of this weekend, we did a live podcast for the Refresh Project. And I got the opportunity to host this live. And all the practice I've been using during Toastmaster has come to full effect. I had Natasha on, Ryan, and also Shauna. And we did an amazing job because these individuals have roles weekly and they've been practicing and practicing. So in the middle of the article, it speaks about a couple key things on becoming a better public speaker or being the best public speaker. So one of the things I really like was number one, I'm going to speak about studying other people's speeches. So if you guys have not had the opportunity to check out Toastmasters speeches online, they have a series of champion winners who speak and present their speeches. And it's amazing. So this is like one of the best ways where you can find tips and gems on how to become a better speaker. And especially for the individuals that are going into the competition, I recommend you guys check out a couple of these speeches. Number two, practice at home. So I know the best thing you can do is record yourself, or if you have family members at home, practice your speech with them several times because they're the best individuals to provide instant feedback. And just one more point I wanted to point out was we have the internet right now. So the best way you can practice your speaking ability is by doing table topics at Toastmasters or joining us in Pathways. So if you really want to build your speaking skills, I encourage you to jump into the breakout room with me and find out what Pathways is about. But it's a program that allows you to understand the fundamentals of speaking, and it challenges you each time that you are into our Pathways or you're taking an elective, it pushes you to another level. So if you do not know about Pathways, make sure that you click on the link, hop on Toastmasters International, and just view Pathways for yourself. But if you really have any questions and you're not sure how to navigate through it, you can always reach me after the meeting. And that's my time.
All right. So if you all want to go into that breakout room, you can just hop in there when they open up. I'm going to go ahead and transition this over to Miss Eva, Madam Redbottom.
Many of you know that my name do change at this time of our meeting. I'm not going to take and tarry too long. You have come to the right place if you want to enhance your speaking skills. You just saw a tidbit of tonight on how we operate. Morgan State has one of the best clubs, and we are out there pressing to get better and better and helping each other. We give constructive, fun criticism where we sit back and let. If you want to join, membership application will be sent to you. You drop your name and your email, and we will make sure you get an application. You're joining at the right time because become April through September. We do every 6 months. You can join now to come into April. You won't go in until April because it's a waste to pay for March. You would pay a total of $70. $20 is for the membership fee. And then you have your membership dues, and the membership allows you $20 to go into Pathways and choose a path. Then we ask for $5 for club dues to help us pay for Zoom. So if you're interested in becoming, drop your name into the chat or reach out to me personally, Eva Colbert at Morgan or at the Morgan Toastmasters website as well, and let us know, and we will get that information to you. We have different ways of paying, and one of the ways is Cash App or through check or PayPal. So if you're interested, and you don't have to join right away. I heard one person say, is it a fee? Come back and just keep on listening. Keep on having fun with us. Trust me, you'll be sending me a check or PayPal or something so I can get my red bottoms. Thank you. Back to you, Madam President. Oh, I'm
sorry, y'all. I was muted. I'm sorry, I was muted. This was an amazing meeting. That's the first thing that I want to say when I come on here. I want to give another shout out and big, huge thank you for Crystal Sylvester, who came and spoke tonight. I'm so happy to see you. I was so happy to talk to you the other day as well. So thank you so much for coming and blessing us with those words, Carol. And I hope that we get to hear them again soon. Thank you so much. And then I want to go ahead and just remind you all, next week we have, yes, I'm talking slow. That's not what I'm supposed to do though. I'm supposed to do the purposeful pause. All right. Next week we have DJ 5-star, Mr. Kendrick Tillman, talking to us about glow. All right. So I'm so excited to be back here. Same time, same place. Bring your friends. We have different door prizes. Bondage to Grace Ministries will be our sponsor for next Monday. I'm looking forward to hearing what the prizes will be. All right. And that's all that. Yes, that's all that I have for this evening. Anybody else see I have something to share? You've got some great things going on. This is the time for it. Let's say bye to our friends who are watching on Facebook Live, Instagram, not Instagram, YouTube.
Bye-bye. See y'all. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.